Hello and welcome. Today we're in England, sunny Norfolk and the Snetterton 300 layout. I'm hoping today we can dispel some of the various things I hear about this circuit, about it being a bit boring, a bit featureless, um, and that we can hopefully show and celebrate it for the racing that it can produce, um, because it really is a fantastic circuit for racing. So today's race is going to be the usual 20-minute race on the default date, which on this occasion is the 22nd of June 2020. Race start time of 1 o'clock with medium cloud, standing start, no pit stops, and a heavy rubbered race ready circuit. Our opponents will be the usual maxed out JCW Mini Grid with 120 skill level, high aggression, and today we're going to be starting from 12th. Got a bit of an edge, but they're not a million miles away today. Our setup today is once again based upon the base settings that we've been developing over the last number of videos, since I think number 3, which was Bathurst. Seems like quite a long time ago now. Um, very few deviations. I think here, compared to the Nürburgring, I think we've gone forward 1 click on the brake bias, so we're 58 on the front. Rear tyre pressure has remained low or lower than previous, so that's nice that we're seeing that becoming a real feature now of this new base setup. Uh, Really, the lower we can run those rear tyre pressures to a point, the more grip we can extract from the rear tyres, and in theory, therefore, then the more we can extract from the front before the rear becomes loose. We'll, there's always an optimum, but we seem to be previous setups were clearly overinflated. They were being used in the absence of something else. For example, say like an anti-roll bar for the back. We were using the rear tyre pressures instead because that's all we had available to us. However, we do seem to have, with this clutch change, it does really seem to have unlocked the ability to look elsewhere or look at the setup from a different angle, and we are seeing that with these rear tyre pressures, and I'm very pleased that we can run the rear tyre pressures lower simply because the tyres are the most important part of the car setup. So they're the only thing that should be touching the ground. So everything goes through those 4 contact patches, or 3 contact patches depending on the corner with these cars. So it's really nice to be able to see those rear pressures come down a bit, and it means that it means we've found front end balance through other means, and I think that's mainly through the clutches. In the suspension, we are spring rate 1 and maxed out on the damping. Now I would ideally like to see the damping more in the 2-3 range on a more regular basis. I don't really like having things maxed out because it doesn't give you any room up or down beyond that. It just feels like we need sort of like a 5 or a 6 setting, as well, but we don't. We've got 1, 2, 3 and 4, so that's, and in running 4 was where it was happiest. And in the drivetrain we are again 8 clutches, again just like the Nürburgring, very sensitive to the preload. I had it at 350, it felt a little bit tight. I had it then at 325 and it felt a little bit loose, and then so I did the Goldilocks and put it 335, and that felt just nice. So very cool. So when it was at 350, when I say it was a bit tight, it was, you turn the wheel and it felt it felt like the front was labouring a little bit, and then so it just didn't really want to. It didn't want to move. It didn't want to rotate. It didn't want to turn. And then you got to the middle of the corner and it felt a bit heavy and a bit cumbersome, and just like you had to wait just a little bit too long. With 325, you turn the wheel and the front felt like you could like like you're asking too much of the front tyres too soon, too easily. It just felt like it was so the wheel went a little bit light on the turn-in phase, and you could feel it start to drift out a little bit. And then you got to the mid corner, and if it had gripped up, then it would kind of like try and sort of rotate around the front axle just a little bit too much, and then that caused an instability in the back of the car, and it just wasn't. You can control it, you can drive it that way, but it wasn't really a race setup. It didn't feel very nice. 335, best of both worlds, as you'd expect. Turn the wheel, it's got a nice feeling to it. You get to the apex, and again, it's not too bad. It feels all right. It's a nice compromise. Worked really nicely. Anti-lock brakes at 1. We may need to go up, but the few testing laps I've done, it felt nice. I never at any point felt the need to go up, but I haven't done a full race. It might change during the race. We'll have to wait and see. Pace-wise, we're pretty good today, so we can run a full tank of fuel today. And I think with us starting from 12th, I think we've got ourselves a pretty good race on our hands. So, without further ado, I'll stop boring you. I'll get onto it, and I'll see you trackside. It's very difficult to make a move stick into here. It generally goes a bit smelly. So, lap 1, P9, not bad. We can build on that, can't we? Yes. Sweet. Oh, that was nice. Excellent. Right. Brilliant. These two are very racy. Very racy. See these two taking each other out. But I am going to have to get in the middle of them, unfortunately. Can we get him into quorum? Yes. Right, fantastic. Just keep it mid-track. Right. Okay, Mr. Harrison. Let's see if we can get you into the hairpin. Oh, I don't really want to be here. Bad exit, mate. Makes my job nice and easy. Thank you. Now you and Mr. Woods can get back to it again. Let's try hitting some apexes, Andy. There's quite a gap there, isn't there? Let's get a clean lap in, shall we? That was a pretty sweet lap, that one. So move into the first corner. It's not really on. It's not really suitable. You're far better off trying to set them up to get them into the hairpin. If you can. A bit too far back there. Seems like a pretty sensible place to do it, doesn't it? Okay, that might be our best, most safest and sensible place to do it. Okay. Oversteer there on the brakes. I'm not sure if that was. I've got a feeling it was as much my line as anything, so I'm not gonna worry about the anti-lock brakes just yet. But yeah, need to be mindful of that just in case. This lot are getting a bit fruity, aren't they? Oh, come on, you two. Bit of heavy petting. Still, we're on the podium. Not bad. Oops. Right. Focus, Andrew. I'm just going to increase the ABS to 3 from 1 because I don't want any horrible moments if I'm pushing hard on funny lines, especially if we're overtaking people. We're going to be on the dirty line. I just need confidence that what I've got is going to stay on the straight and narrow. This has got trouble written all over it. Go for it, lads, go! Oh dear, do I want to be in the middle of this? Of course I do. Where else would you rather be, Andrew? Silver medal. Can we make it a gold? Hey! Well held, Ellis. Well held. That might just be the thumbnail right there. Awesome. He wants it, doesn't he? He really wants it. I think with a bit more commitment I could have made that stick, to be fair. So I think that might well just be our place. I'll tidy that up a little bit as well, that will help. So we've got 2 more laps. Nice. That was a nice move, that one. I'm proud of that one. That was absolutely sweet as a nut, that one. Still keeping me honest. This is a good lap as well. It's not far off the fastest. And he's keeping me honest. Right, no mistakes, Andy. Nice and smooth through Coram. Good exit. And there's nothing he can do about it now. Fantastic. Excellent. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. That was good fun. That's brilliant. Where are we? So, how do we get on? So, look at their fastest lap, look. 57.4. 50s. I thought I was going some when I did that 57.6. I was proud of that. 57.4. God. I got naked and started running around the room for that. It's only 0.3 off at the end as well. And we gaps West by 3 seconds. Yeah, that was good fun. Right, let's get into the replay, and I've got to get a thumbnail of when Ellis nearly lost it around Coram. That's got to be the thumbnail, isn't it? Let's get into the replay. Well, that was brilliant fun. I had an absolute blast doing that. And I know Snetterton seems to get a bit of a bad rap for being boring, flat, a bit sort of featureless, but what a race. I mean, there are so many places where you can sacrifice one corner to gain into the next, and it offers lots of opportunities. And well, we saw it there. It was great fun. Really enjoyed that one. I don't really know what else you could expect from a track, really, or what you could want more from a track. The changes to the AI, because this is the first race with 1554, the AI seemed to be more willing to defend now compared to the last race, but it's not a true back-to-back because I can't remember what this circuit was like with 1553, but my impression is that the AI is more willing to defend and go sort of more mid and hold mid-track, and they also seem to be a bit more aggressive with each other as well, which is interesting, and that was quite nice to see. They seem to compromise themselves a bit more by racing a bit harder. 1554 reportedly had some changes to the tyre tread for the Mini as well. I did do a back-to-back at the Nürburgring, and I didn't feel a huge amount of difference. There was something there. There was something there that was slightly different. But if I'd have done a blind test, honestly, I don't think I'd have said that they were any different. It might have just been a bit of the placebo effect. However, what I thought I felt was maybe a slight increase in stability on the brakes toward the apex. It just felt like it was a bit more, I wouldn't even say stable, it just felt like there was a slightly more grippier edge of grip there. But it was such a minor thing that, like I say, if it had been a back-to-back blind test, I don't think I'd have been able to pick it out. But anyway, back to this race. Loved it. Yeah, and I'm very pleased because this is actually my local circuit. My parents live not much more than 5 miles away from this circuit, and so it's a very, very nice, welcome home place for me. So if you liked what you've seen tonight, and I hope you have, please do consider liking and subscribing. And until the next time, we'll see you later.